Hello everyone, welcome back to the Pokemon Black Sweatlock. Might as well be at this point. It's still so goddamn hot. My forehead is still very shiny. It's sweat, that's why I called it the Sweatlock. In today's episode we're going to be catching at least like one or two new Pokemon, and I think also fighting Anne, maybe. I want to do as much as possible leading up to the next gym, so that next episode we can do that gym. Important for that, however, is not having anything die. So let's get some potions, some Great Balls. I would very much like to be centered on camera because that is important to me for some reason suddenly. And hopefully this video won't have the same audio issues that I had with the Undermine Spotlight video, because that one definitely had some audio related issues due to this goddamn fan over here. I did an audio test before starting to record this, and it seems alright, so we're gonna just go operate on the assumption that this is alright. I did make a save state backup just in case, because I've got like 2 days before this actually has to go up. Well, more like a day and a half. Actually, no, 2 days, because tomorrow is a Kingdom Hearts video, and you want to fight me, don't you? Which usually, that ain't an issue, because usually, you're really weak. But now, that's going to be an issue. Also, I have some more ice water, which... Okay, funny story. I had like... This bottle was about a fifth filled with water, right? And I put it in the freezer, and fuck you and your Bastion. I put it in the freezer, and it froze. So I took it back out, filled the rest of it with water, because I was like, it's only ice, and I want to drink water. So I put it back in the freezer with like 1/5 ice and 4/5 water, and we might be able to just Mega Drain you. And then like half an hour, 45 minutes later, I took it back out, and all of the ice was melted. That's how goddamn hot it is. Even in the freezer, ice melts. It's not that the freezer doesn't work, it's just like the water coming out of like the tap is such a temperature that even with like the added coldness of the freezer, the ice fully melted in there. It is very cold water now, which is highly appreciated. Oh man, that's so good. I've been drinking water like it's nobody's business, which honestly, it's not. Why are you checking my water consumption? That's a little bit creepy, don't you think? I think that's a little bit creepy. I think it's a little bit creepy that you're so concerned with my hydration. Like, what are you into? What are you getting into? We're quite okay with that. Okay, next up is Pidgeotto. He's gonna have a pink beak, because that's apparently how Pidgeotto looks in this generation. I totally should have gone over the new additions to our team, which are Sora and I Don't Care. Sora has Scratch Fruit Swipes, Slack Off, and Encore, and I Don't Care, well, I don't really care, but has Tackle, Wish, Quick Attack, and Moonlight. At this time, I Don't Care is kind of just like switching fodder. But let's go into Sora. Our team desperately needs a little bit of type diversity though. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the Ancient Relic Castle, whatever it is, catch a Pokemon there. And then I think we can also catch 1 or 2 Pokemon when we get to the next city, because there's 2 routes, and I think on both of those we can actually capture a Pokemon. So that would give us 3 new Pokemon, and maybe that takes as much time to the point where we will not be facing Anne in the in this episode. Depending on, we might be doing that in the next episode together with the gym. I prefer not to, because if I lost something against Anne, I can't use it in the gym anymore, and that, for obvious reasons, is very not good. Makuhita, let's not stay in against you. You know what, I don't think Makuhita will be able to do much against Gremlin, honestly. So, how far are we into this recording so far? 5 minutes, and we still need to do this battle. I didn't think about the fact that we'd have this battle. So, even if we don't end up facing Anne, we had a rival fight and like an interesting fight this episode, which is the most important thing. Let's start with a fake out, do some free damage, which actually is quite a lot of free damage. And let's see what an Astonish does. About the same as a, okay, we're all winning out, that's fine, that's totally fine. Mewtwo, we can deal with that. That is resisted. I don't think I've ever tried using it. Fuck you! I don't think I've ever tried using a bug type against a fighting type before. I did not realize that would be not very effective. I'm not gonna lie to you. They don't realize it. I guess he doesn't really do much against us either, though, until he whirlwinds us out again. At which point we go into shock call and we wrap, because that is what we do. That is pathetic. So yeah, wrap is my main strategy to deal with anything from now on, because last episode it worked very, very well. It's not a real good strategy. So struggle bug, it's not going to do much. Let's switch out because War's kind of done its thing. Again, as soon as we get toxic, Shockle is going to be a beast. But until then, we probably like have to take a bit of a backseat. Let's go into I don't care, because the quick attack might actually do a decent amount of damage. Or you can whirlwind me out into Gloom. I've been trying not to use Lilo too much, because Lilo is obviously a little overpowered. But if you insist, I guess I have no choice. Let's not stay in against Ninetales, though. That seems like a bad play on my part. Do you, by any chance, have Guts? You have Vital Spirit. Would have been nice if you had Guts, and she was going to use something like Will-O-Wisp, or even something that can just burn me like, I don't know, Flamethrower? Probably not. Amber? Probably, yeah. So let's Fury Swipes. I gotta be careful not to get too close to the microphone. Usually it's not that bad, it just like means that I'm a little bit louder, which generally speaking is not a bad thing. But with this fan here, the air actually reflects off of my body into the microphone and creates like noise and distortion, which I don't want. So if I get close to the microphone, I need to do it like leaning this way so that I'm more aerodynamic. It's a real weird situation. We're gonna have to kind of just deal. That's 1830 experience. Okay. That was a thing. That's a lot of experience. Sure. I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. Also, last episode, I didn't even pay attention to the fact that it was episode 100. This is episode 101. We're over 100 episodes into this series, which means that at 3 episodes a week, consistently, that means that we're like over 30 weeks into this. That is mind-blowing. It's been over half a year since we started this series in Kanto. As a matter of fact, it's closer to 2/3, is it? 1/3 of 52 weeks would be like 15, 18. So 18 times 2. Yeah, it's about 2/3 of a year. We've been doing this series, and we're finally Unova now. Which means that this entire series, by the time it's done, assuming that I don't just lose here in Unova, it's gonna be a project which has taken over a... Shut up, fan. Which has taken over a year, most likely, by the time it finishes. Which is insane. Then again, if I keep playing like this, it's not gonna finish and I'm just gonna lose. So let's pay a little bit more attention. I did get those super potions for a reason. I desperately need more type diversity, because right now my strategy is kind of like, why are you landing so many critical hits? That's not my strategy. Thank you. I kind of deserve that one. Right now my strategy more or less is just the same as it was in the reverse lock, and that is throw out your normal type, because normal type kind of just works against everything, and I have a pretty decent normal type. Let's be honest, Vigoroth is actually not a bad Pokemon. Vigoroth is pretty good. I argue that I'd rather have a Vigoroth in most situations probably than a Slacking. Maybe, I don't know. If I can get the leftovers, which I think I can in normal gameplay, Slacking wouldn't be necessarily a bad thing. I think I will not evolve Vigoroth into Slacking most likely until I get the leftovers. I'll look up where I can get the leftovers. I might already be able to get it, because it would make sense if I could get it in this city, right? A huge-ass city based on New York. There's probably like some trash can in here with leftovers. That would only make sense. So I'll look that up after this episode. Slacking, it's not happening for like another couple of episodes anyway, because I think it's level 36 for it to evolve. But And I was going to say I can give it Hyper Beam at that point. You also want to fight, don't you? Okay, let's do this. It's Rival O'Clock! We're definitely not fighting N this episode. I'll be lucky if I actually get to capture a Pokemon this episode. At least we can take care of the Gastrodon easily, because thank you for water ground types. We're in the middle of a Sandstorm. That's going to be at least, like, slightly annoying. It's probably not going to be that bothersome, but depending on what you have... I'm also level 28 now. I'd very much, at this point, like to get a Leaf or a Sunstone. Sharpedo, just stay in. If you have a, like, weak to Gloom team, I'll be very upset by the fact that you Swagger. And as we all know, Swagger's okay, that I didn't hit myself. Good. Every time I get Swaggered, I need to point this out, but I am convinced that Swagger actually has a higher chance of hitting yourself than normal Confusion. Druddigon, you are a Dark type. I do not have a Fighting type move anymore. But that doesn't matter because last time I actually used a Bug type move on you, which will be a Druddigon is not a Drapion, as it turns out. Let's put you the fuck to sleep. How do you avoid a song? Well, by plugging your ears, I suppose. I don't trust you. You're gonna have like a Fire type move. Should I be staying in with Mewtwo to begin with? Probably not, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're not gonna wake up turn 1, are you? Let the Leech Life see what that does. That is really pathetic. Really, really pathetic. I'm gonna Bug Bite, hoping that you stay asleep for one more turn, see what Bug Bite does. It does a little bit more, but honestly still a little bit underwhelming. I don't have anything for Dragon types. The best I have is going into Lilo and using Acid. That's the two things I can do, is use normal types or use Acid. We've moved beyond using Speed or my brain. We're using Acid now. Of course you wake up last turn. You're probably going to use a Super Potion at this range? Or a Hyper... You're a Hyper Potion levels now. Okay, that is fine, I guess. Special Defense fail. That's good. It's real good. Bites less good. Holy crap, that actually did a lot more damage suddenly. It didn't fall like 2 stages, did it? It only fell 1 stage? I'm guessing I just got real, like, min and max damage rolls together with a defense drop on that one. I can't have Lilo die. If Lilo dies, I'll lose my fucking shit. Lucky Chan. I don't know what Lucky Chan does. I don't think I want it, is the thing. Use a chance, an indication towards the sky, preventing the opposing... You know what? Actually, I kind of like Lilo's moveset as is. I use pretty much all the moves here. So I'm not going to use this opportunity to get a Lucky Chance. But it's really tempting, because crits have been fucking me really badly. Like, have you seen the last, like, 3 episodes? Because I've been getting hit by crits a ridiculous amount of times. Let's not say in against Torkoal. Again, a water type, a ground type, a not shitty rock type. Any of these would be fine. But as of right now, only thing I can do is go into Vigoroth, which doesn't even have guts. So let's just... At least Torkoal is not a rock type, which I think it should be, honestly. It kind of looks like it would be. Speed fell, attack rose, and defense rose. I gotta Encore him. I gotta Encore him, and now... Okay, so... If he gets out of this Encore, he will be a very dangerous dude. So I just gotta get lucky with the Fury Swipes. And pay attention to when he doesn't have to use Curse anymore. Because he is so slow at this point that I can Encore him into more Cursing. I don't know how much PP Curse will have though. Encore ended. Let's Encore again. So you are forced into more cursing. You see, sometimes I use my brain. Very rarely, but I do. And when I do, it's kind of sweet, isn't it? Because you can't do shit until you run out of PP. Again, I don't know how much PP Curse has. I'm thinking it probably has like either 10 or 15. So it should be fine. Your defense is like going through the roof though. So this is doing less and less damage each turn, I realize. But critical hit, that's what I needed. Thank you. Okay, I took care of the circle. I am a god. Next up, Cherim. Let's go into Mozart, heal up, and use Bug Bite. Okay, we're 16 minutes into this episode so far. We've not made a lot of progress as far as like the route itself goes. So there's no chance in hell that we're fighting End today. Because I do... It's a bit dangerous. Because I do really, really want to capture more Pokemon before we do that. Okay, it's super effective. 2 hit. 2 hit. Please don't live with 1 HP. If you live with 1 HP, you didn't. Okay. How many more Pokemon do you have left? I think we should be down to your last Pokemon at this point, right? Which is a Sinistcha. We're just gonna power through that one with Lilo? Because I don't know how else to deal with it. And I'm going to assume that there is a... You're the evolved version. I was gonna say I'm going to assume that I outspeed. Now that I know that it's the evolved... Fuck you. I have an awakening. Do I have to use it? Let's wait a turn and see how much damage you can deal. You do not have skill link, but that did a lot of damage. Way more than I'm comfortable with. That was only 2 hits. If you hit like 4 times, that just kills me. But it can't hit Gremlin. I don't know what else you have. If you have anything that can hit the Gremlin, but this seems like a... Gremlin can't hit it either. The best chance I have at this point is switching out into a wall, taking a couple hits, if needed, and then switching out into Gremlin. And Fake Out. It's literally the only move I have. Critical hits do help, I will admit. Is this a fun way to take care of this fight? No. But you guys have been complaining about me doing stupid shit. I'm gonna be doing smart shit. Like switching into the wrong Pokemon because I'm using the speed button. You know what? This gives me an opportunity. This might not have been a bad idea. This might not have been a bad idea. I am 1000% willing to sacrifice this Pokemon. Actually, I don't need to yet. I don't need to yet. If it comes to that, I will. But I can just keep doing the strategy that I've been doing and not sacrifice Illuminator here so that I can sacrifice it at a more opportune moment. We're just gonna keep doing what we've been doing, and we're going to hopefully sometime this century end this fight. That would be fucking fantastic. I never said this was an entertaining way of dealing with this fight. I am fully aware that this is probably the most boring and douchey way to win this fight. But I am so far beyond caring about that. It's not even funny how far I am beyond caring about things being douchey. At this point, I just want to win. And this is the way to do it. As a matter of fact, I think not only for this fight, but for literally every fight, well, to be fair, this mostly works because it only has Tail Slap, it seems like, for damaging moves. And I only have 10 PP, so if I don't, like, kill it within 10 hits, that's an issue. But it's a very good, like, backup solution if we are... I mean, sure, that could be an issue. If you tickle me right now, you didn't, this should take it out. We did it! It was a real douchey way to do it, but we did it! I know who's the thumbnail for this episode. Sableye has earned his thumbnail spot. As a matter of fact, just because of that, I think Sableye might have just earned himself a spot on the overlay for the live streams. The starting soon and be right back screen. I think I'm gonna add Sableye to that because of this fight. This fight, honestly, was legendary. I know it's a little bit up your own ass to say that about your own like series and like picking what points you think are going to be remembered, because you never know. But I feel like this was one of those fights that we're gonna look back on in a year. Like, remember that time I just like lamed the shit out of Cherin with a combination of Sableye and Shuckle? Because that was glorious! That's gonna be one of those moments, for sure. Or not, I don't care, honestly. Because if this is not a highlight moment we'll all remember, that means that there's a lot more, like, even better moments to remember. Which means that I did something right. But let's be honest, I probably won't, so this will probably be the highlight of the entire series. Maybe not entertaining-wise, but at least, like, as far as ridiculousness goes, and as far as me actually using my brain goes, I used my brain, like, twice in that battle. I used it against Torkoal with Encore, and then I use it with, like, the switch out technique with Sableye. So, I don't know, maybe this heat is doing good stuff for my brain, after all. Maybe the thing I talked about last episode is how my brain is like an overclocked CPU. Maybe it's a new kind of CPU that works better under, like, more heat. It'd be real fucking weird, but wouldn't that be great? Because that means you just literally do not have to cool your CPU. Which means that you can overclock it almost infinitely?